Today I'm going to talk about basically what we need for an effective EPBD implementation. Very briefly, I will go through what I prepared for this presentation. We will talk about the updated policy framework for building decarbonization put forward by the latest EPBD, Energy Performance of Buildings Directive, that was recently adopted. I'm not going to focus on all the provisions. I'm just only going to give an overview because I assume you are already familiar with the content, and then I will delve into the challenges and the lessons learned from a project that I'm coordinating, the EPBD-wide project, where we try to offer support to national authorities in implementing EPBD. So I usually like to start my presentation with this slide that shows the story of the EPBD, and we all know that this all started in December 2021 when the European Commission put forward recast proposal for the EPBD, for the building directive, we call it sometimes. And the idea, this was also part of the Fit for 55 package, that had the aim of basically upgrading the existing regulatory framework to reflect the higher climate ambitions. And Mr. Smith mentioned earlier the fact that we're not really on track, unfortunately, and we have been actually studying and assessing that at BPI. But what I try to say with my presentation, highlight whenever I have the opportunity, is that now with EPBD, with other enhanced pieces of legislation, we have all the tools to achieve the progress that is needed. So we had this proposal for the European Commission, and it took 2.5 years of intense negotiations and discussions in the trilogue to be fully adopted, which happened actually in earlier this year, in April 2024, and then in May, 1 month later, it entered into force, being published in the official journal of the EU. And from that moment on, member states will have 2 years to fully transpose and successfully implement the EPBD. In the meantime, we are also expecting support from the European Commission on different provisions and policy elements from the EPBD. And that most probably will happen in the first half of the next year, because the transposition period ends in May 2026. I put there an asterisk because I wanted to tell you the fact that even though the official end of the transposition period is in May 2026, there are some other elements that should be submitted earlier. For instance, the national building renovation plans should be submitted in the draft version already at the end of 2025. And I think it's especially important because those plans are basically a repository of all the provisions, all the instruments that are existing in